Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. You know, I'm big on free market economics. I'm big on clever ways of conveying that and teaching people, the public at large, and particularly the younger generation, because the future really does hinge greatly on them and their worldview. And so I love companies like Moving Picture Institute, organizations like the Moving Picture Institute, because they understand how the market works. They understand free enterprise. They've got a cool series of videos called Econ Pop. And we're going to talk about the organization in general, Moving Picture Institute, but also about Econ Pop. And I'm looking forward to doing that today. And going to chat with Lana Harfoush, who is with the organization. Lana, tell us a little bit about yourself and then about the MPI.org.
Right. Well, I'm Lana Harfoush, the Director of Communications and Marketing at NPI. And we're a nonprofit that promotes freedom in a cutting-edge way. We create and support outstanding pro-freedom film, comedy, and online content. So that's how we educate people about human rights, free enterprise, and free markets. And our website, movingpictureinstitute.org, has a showcase of all of our amazing programs for filmmakers, as well as all of our films and series that we make available to the public through online video streaming devices, through iTunes, Netflix, and other places.
Okay, so I can find your some of your videos on Netflix.
Yes, we do. We have actually on our website a sorting option, so you can sort by channel and see what things you can find on Amazon, on iTunes, on Netflix, on of the various channels, and watch them there.
Yeah. Are you able to very well quantify? I know Netflix is very hush-hush about, how many people see, what program. Even Orange is the New Black and House of Cards, they don't reveal those numbers. But obviously, with how much money they're spending for programs like both of those Emmy Award-winning shows, there's got to be enough audience to justify it. Do you have any idea what kind of numbers are seeing it on Netflix?
That's one of the great mysteries, I think, in entertainment right now. Netflix is such a leader, and they're really innovating and doing amazing things, but people are wondering what the stats are from them. In terms of our content, I can tell you that we have very good view counts on various platforms. We have earned very great industry recognition. One of our documentaries, Battle for Brooklyn, is about imminent domain abuse, and it was actually shortlisted for an Oscar in 2012. So we have, very good accolades, very good response rates, and that's very encouraging because we're trying to persuade hearts and minds for free markets and freedom.
Yeah, absolutely. What is your? What would you say is the philosophical view? I see the Federalist Society. I see a lot of language like the tragedy of the commons. That's typical language that you hear from really hardcore free market types, which I would include myself. But what are some of the worldview approaches that are taken to this?
What are some of the worldviews?
Philosophies that would you say, that are being brought to it?
Yeah, well, I think we do have a very pro-free market, pro-free enterprise idea that's part of our educational mission is to show the benefits of those things. So, yeah, I would definitely say that that's a great indicator of what our staff and our filmmakers feel like. We do have, economists that we consult with on the Econ Pop series. Steve Horowitz is one, and then, of course, John Popola himself is very interested in economics. The host, Andrew Heaton, is a New York City-based comedian. He has a lot of economics background, as does my colleague Naomi Brockwell, who is very interested in the cryptocurrency world. She's very interested in economics, and we have many people with degrees in economics on staff. So we like to think we really do know the ins and outs of this field.
How long have you all been doing this?
MPI was founded in 2005, so we're still a relatively young organization, and we do have a long-term goal. It's not easy to teach an entire generation or an entire public, why free markets are important or why human freedom is important. Overnight, it's very difficult to do that. But when you can tell stories and engage people and show them why freedom matters, it really does have an effect.
Mm-hmm. How many people work full-time with it? Obviously, you have just a ton of individuals, I'm sure, that are on a consulting basis. But, who do you have how many people do you have in your core team? It appears you're out of New York. Is that right?
We're a New York-based organization, but we do have staff all over the country and sometimes the world, depending on the year. And we have a small core team, around 10 people. It's small, but we do have a very large and vast network of filmmakers, interns, people who are creating art and telling really incredible stories about these concepts, and that number is very large. We've supported dozens and dozens of filmmakers since our inception.
Yes. Now talk a little bit about, with the couple of minutes we have left, Econ Pop. Econ
Pop is not your average pop culture review show. It takes an economic look at some of society's most popular films and television shows. We pull out the economic principles that lie within, and it's kind of cutting edge. It's a way to get people interested in economics who otherwise would be turned off by it, think it's boring or scary, and it's really not. It's engaging. It's something people should know about in their everyday lives, and it can be fun if you view it in the right way. So far our episodes have covered Dallas Buyers Club, which was a really popular movie last year. We've had the economics of Ghostbusters. Our recent episode is the economics of WALL-E, the Pixar classic. And we've also done the economics of House of Cards, speaking of Netflix. And it's interesting. We integrate our host, Andrew Heaton, into the initial clips, and then he goes on to give a very funny and very important and apt economic lesson in the rest of the video. They're about 10 minutes each, and you can watch them on econstories.tv, or you can find them on our website, movingpictureinstitute.org.
Yep. I kind of think there's someone on House of Cards writing team that might have a certain free market bent, because some of the things that they say, for example, raising the Social Security age is inevitable. Boy, good luck getting Democrats to say that in reality.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure of who
I found some very interesting economic themes in House of Cards.
Absolutely. We cover the economics of House of Cards in a variety of ways. We talk about public choice theory. That's a big one.
Oh, yeah.
And how
James Buchanan.
Everyone's human.
Yeah, James Buchanan's twist on Austrian economics is what I consider it. I think public choice is a logical extension of Austrian economics. And James Buchanan's got, what's the late James Buchanan was steeped in Austrian economics.
That's correct. Yeah, we talk about him and his theories and really how it shows that everyone's subject to incentives, and that doesn't change once you're elected into office. You still are going to be trying to do what's best in your mind for you. And the public at large, the greater good, which politicians are supposedly fighting for once they get to Washington, that doesn't really exist. That they're thinking about themselves, and that can be good or bad. But House of Cards really shows how it's bad. It's very bad. And Andrew is just great hosting and really talking about all of the different implications of public choice theory, not just in the show, but how that filters into real life.
Yeah, absolutely. Lana, thanks for being with us. The organization, the MPI.org. MPI, again, it stands for the Moving Picture Institute. I love that kind of old-school sounding name. And love the work you guys are doing. We're going to have to get you back on to talk about some more of your projects. And thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you for having me.
You bet. Make sure you check them out. Some great stuff. Much of their content available at no cost. I'm going to be checking them out on Netflix. I spend time there anyway. So I love knowing good content to look for specifically. I'm Kevin Price. This is The Price of Business. More after this.